Good afternoon, I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV, and welcome to today's presentation, which is a product guide for CAD-CUT Templates. CAD-CUT Templates is a new product from Stahls, or I should say relatively new. We've only had it out for a few months now, and I think it offers some tremendous benefits to a business that owns a heat press. And today I'm going to go in detail not only on the product offering and some of the challenges that I believe it solves for you in your business, freeing up capacity and a lot of time. Not only am I going to go through that, but we're going to walk in depth through the designer, show you how to use every part of the design tool that is CAD-CUT Templates over at Stahls.com. And we're also going to let you know how you receive the product and heat apply it on your heat press, and some different concepts around there, and actually a business case for CAD-CUT Templates and where you may want to utilize that in your business. As always, we're broadcasting live through GoToWebinar and also through Facebook Live. And we have Jimmy that will be helping to answer some of your questions today over at our control center here, and we will stop several times throughout the presentation to take those questions, answer them live on air, and if we don't get to the question, know that we will respond afterwards to our audience. So without further ado, let's jump into Stahls.com, into the CAD-CUT Templates Designer. And just to show you exactly how I got here, I'm going to go back to Stahls.com. You just need to visit Stahls.com. You need to be logged in to your account to gain access to the designer. But basically under the Letters, Numbers, and Designs tab, you will see under Heat Transfer Designs, CAD-CUT Templates, or you can simply search in the search box CAD-CUT Templates. And once you have the product page up and you're logged in, you can simply enter the designer by clicking the button, Go to Designer. And this is really where all of the magic happens. We've spent a fair amount of time creating this design tool, and it really is an easier way for you to create sellable design concepts with our artwork that you can customize in order to get a transfer that's ready to heat apply. Now, for those of you that are familiar with our Stahls Transfer Express division, they have a software on their website called EasyView, which is a similar concept but for screen printed transfers, and that's a tremendous tool. Customers love that tool, and now we finally have the start of something for folks that want to order heat transfer film designs. And so once you're into the template designer, we've launched it here. Let me just walk you through the basics of how to create a design and how to order heat transfer film transfer that is ready to apply through Stahls.com. And so there's sort of a tab system here along the left-hand side of your screen that gives you where to start. I'm starting with the actual templates, meaning we're going to start from a layout rather than just adding text and adding clip art to the screen and building our own layout from scratch. So I start with the templates, and then I can choose my category. And so categories are sorted in a few different ways. You have full size. Basically, these are designs that would be imagined as a full front on a t-shirt, hooded sweatshirt, whatever it may be. We also have left chest and caps, so designs that are created by our artists in mind for a small print location on a garment. Note that full size or left chest and cap designs can be sized up or down for whatever size you want them, but this just sort of gives you concepts for that print location that look good. We also have leg and sleeve designs that are horizontal or vertical, sort of narrow layouts that fit nicely on a leg and sleeve, happen to pair well with our leg and sleeve platen for the Hotronics Fusion, or the sleeve and leg pillow for printing those locations. We also have oversized prints. I'm going to click through on this one. These ones may look familiar because they are sort of the shoulder-to-shoulder prints that we've previously offered that do quite well for us for printing items like the pom-pom jerseys from Boxercraft, or the billboard crews from Pennant Sportswear, that popular style of oversized shirt. So there's layouts specifically for that. And then there's a section called Interchangeable Data, not so much based around a print location, but just a design concept. And we'll spend some time sort of midway through the presentation and really diving into interchangeable data, because it's a pretty unique part of this CAD-CUT Templates designer. But let's start with full size. So the idea is you log into your account, you launch CAD-CUT Templates, and you pick out your layouts. And then you can use the little scrolling device to scroll down through all the different layouts and designs, knowing these are just a layout or a template, and I can customize these as I see fit. Let me just look for one that I want to create and customize. And we'll just grab this design. So you grab the design concept that you want, and then we're going to start to customize. You'll see right away it went from the templates after I made my selection to highlighting in green the Edit tab, because this is all a live screen in this design space. So anything I click is automatically going to highlight in my Customize section. That's the piece of the design that I'm working with. And so the idea here is that you would customize this design. So let's just take the main text here, which is Bulldogs. I'm going to change that over and make it Eagles. Instead of Riverside High School, let's make this, say, the Easton Eagles. And then instead of All Out All Season, let's change this text to Federation Baseball. So obviously you create the concepts based on the client you're selling to, and then you'll be able to showcase these samples to that client when you receive them, whether this is for a virtual sample where I'm going to just do a snip of the screen and email them a design concept, or whether I'm going to order a single transfer. That's some of the power of this, is if you look over on the right, I can order as little as one piece, which is a great way to order samples for your showroom, for your salespeople, whatever it may be. Note that after you create the text-based design, I just clicked off into some blank space on the screen, which takes away sort of a lot of the editing tools within the designer. When you click back on the text, you'll see the font, the width, the height of the particular selection that you have. So this piece of text is 11.74 by 1.76 that you see up here in the top of the screen. Right below that, you'll see the overall size of your design. If you do want to change that overall size, the easiest way to do that is to click and drag. I'm left clicking and dragging a box around all of the design, making sure it's all in my bounding box. Then I let go, and now I can see the size change here matches the overall size. So if I wanted this to be 12 inches exactly, I can type in 12 inches, press enter, and it sizes accordingly. Now let's do a font change just to show you how that works. So I'm going to select this Eagles text, click my font drop down, and there's a variety of Stahls fonts previously loaded into the system that you have access to all of these as far as what you can use. It's not to a point where you can upload your own font, so you will be limited to these fonts, but there is a ton of them in here to choose from, and they're very popular fonts. So basically make your selection, and it will automatically update that on the screen for you. Now note, if I wanted to bring in an extra text component into this design or an extra piece of clip art into this design, I can do that. I just utilize the left-hand screen. I can either click Add Text if that's what I want to do, but in this case I'm going to add some clip art. So I'll click on Add Clip Art, and I'll walk you through a little bit of the clip art category. So first thing you see is you see more detail and less detail when it comes to the clip art. So you can toggle in between these to look. If you just watch the Bulldog design, you'll see more detail. If I click on less detail, if you look at the Bulldog designs, it closed some of those gaps and sort of beefed up the lines a little bit. So that's just a design aesthetic thing that's up to you. You may find in this designer that you may have to go to a less detailed design if you're doing something really small with a clip art piece. That way it doesn't give you an error alert or a fix this sort of alert within your design. But for now, let's go to the more detail. Then, same thing. Choose your category. Is it mascots? Do I want to see, occupational clip art, animals, fine and performing arts? So there's a lot of different clip art categories that you can sort of scroll through. You are able to do a master search as well. In this case, since I'm doing a baseball design, let's go to sports and let's find a baseball design that we want to use. You can see all sports are in here. If I wanted to pull out specifically baseball, I would just search baseball and limit my selection here to make sure I'm looking at all the designs, and then just grab the component, the piece of clip art that I want, click on it, and it will drop it in to my design screen. So a couple things here. You see right away I have the clip art selected. I can grab these handles on the corners and size it proportionally up or down to whatever size I want it to be. I can move it around on the screen and drop it into place. And then you can see it shows me I'm working with the clip art. If you ever want to swap the clip art, you can click this or delete the clip art or just hit delete on your keyboard when the object is selected. Something I want you to see here is as I move this around, currently CAD-CUT Templates is for single color designs only. At the end, I'm going to show you a trick on how you can do two color designs for some graphics, a sort of workaround. But for today, since this is in the sort of infancy of the product line, single color designs only, but there are a lot of heat transfer film selections. But you'll see when I'm moving this around, the reason I point that out, you'll see like a garment gap outline, sort of a halo around the baseball player, if you will. And as I move that around, it almost just like automatically knocks out those sections. I'm not really liking the way that's looking, so I'm going to try to bump this baseball player to the back of my design. So with that object selected, you'll see some sort of forward, backwards, or up, down arrows here. You want to hit the down arrow, and basically that's moving that baseball player further down or back in the order. And if you just hover over the controls, it'll show you that means back one. So let's take it back one. It's behind that piece of text now. Let's take it back another one. And let's take it back one more. And then you sort of see it moving behind certain pieces of text so you get a better visual. At that point, you can slide it around to wherever you want it to be, adjust the size up and down. If I want it to be a little bit larger here, I can do that. So you can make all of your adjustments and tweaks to come up with a design concept that you like. And so once that's created, you have it exactly how you want it. You can save your design. Very simple. You just go to Save. It'll give you the opportunity to name it and change it from there. And then you can recall that later under the My Files command. Now, if you want to start looking at pricing, that's very easy as well. So once you've completely customized the template, you've created the design, it's to the size you want it, now it's time to start selecting your material of choice. So over in the right-hand part of the screen, we're going to select those materials. But before we go there, I know there's a couple questions coming in, so I want to take a moment to answer those.
Yes, Josh, we have a couple on Facebook Live. Evelyn would like to know if you can gang on one sheet like a back and a left chest logo.
Okay, so you can technically, if you wanted to, Evelyn, you can pull another design concept alongside this one. It's not like screen printed transfers to where you want to like fill the whole sheet because you're paying per sheet. Here, which I'm going to get to in a second, you're actually going to pay for the square inches consumed. So if we go back to the screen just for a second, Jimmy, if I can add a piece of clip art that's within the sort of artificial bounding square, if you imagine a square around this entire design, and I can fit another piece of clip art maybe here that doesn't exceed the outside extremities of the helmet of the design or the end of these lines beside the S, then I think it would be smart to drop your clip art within there. Otherwise, you may be best off just to create another sort of design left chest because you're paying for the square inches consumed. Any other questions right now through GoToWebinar?
GoTo's fine. On Facebook, Joe and Colin both asked what program or what software is this. They may have joined late.
Okay, for those joining late, this is a program called CAD-CUT Templates available through Stahls.com, and this is a product guide on CAD-CUT Templates. We're just about 10 minutes into the class, so we're just getting started. But free access, you just need to be have a Stahls account. And now we're back in the design. I want to show you, after you create this, how you can actually order this. So first thing you want to do after you're done with your design and its size to the size you want it is do your material selection. Now if you're familiar with our CAD-CUT materials, these are the same materials that come on a roll for you to cut in your vinyl cutter, but in this case we're going to produce the transfer for you. The reason you would want to do that is, think about it, you don't have to weed. You save some time, especially on larger quantity orders or even samples or maybe an odd color. It's very easy just to order one piece, 6 pieces, even 600 pieces, get them, and heat apply them without the labor of cutting and weeding. So in my drop down, you can see the complete selection of materials from Stahls that are available through CAD-CUT Templates. In this case, if I'm pressing this to a polyester garment, maybe I want to choose Premium Plus for a performance wear like material, I can select that. Once you make your material selection, it will populate all of the color selections in that product. So in this case, if I want to cut it from a neon green, I can select that, make your color change. It'll change the whole design right now. So once you select your product, you select your color, the next step is to type the quantity. You'll see for this 12 by 6.16 inch design, for a single piece, it's going to cost me $8.33. Once you start to up the quantity, let's say I wanted 12 pieces, you'll see now I'm paying $5.05 per design. What happens if I go to 24? So this allows you to quickly get a cost and establish a price to your customer. So you can mess around with the pricing. Another way to save a little bit is by reducing your design size. So if maybe I test bumping this down to 11 inches. Let's see if that impacts the price. Yeah, it just saved me 50 cents on the price just by sizing it down an inch. So the cool thing is you create your design on demand. We have a concept. We select the material. We get an instant price based on the quantity we want to order, and then we just add to cart and check out. And so I love this because this design is going to come to me cut, weeded, and ready to heat apply. And when you start to look at the different materials and to understand the value in that, think about a material we all hate to weed, glitter flake. Glitter flake is in this product offering. And so it's as simple as a click of a button. You change that design over to glitter flake if this is for the baseball moms maybe. And I can colorize it with the gold glitter flake. Maybe it's going on a dark color, so I want to visualize it on a different garment color. I'm down in the bottom sort of left center of the screen here. Let's change it to a black garment. Click on done and you get the visual. The other thing I want to add here is that if you are going to a dark garment, the clip art component of this designer has something really cool. So if you, when in that stage where I was adding my clip art, you can see it automatically picks up the garment color background and has inverted the clip art so I can see how it displays on a dark fabric. Let me see. So a good example, this baseball player, you see the difference in the clip art that it's showing. So since I changed that color, I may want to click on swap clip art and go and pick up that baseball player inverted for darks, and it will drop the different clip art on the screen for you. So let me make sure I got that right. Drop it onto the screen, and then when you click on swap clip art, you can just grab, but it'll visualize all of those across dark fabrics, and you just click off this if you want to see it back on a light fabric. So it's cool, it picks up the background of your design screen. So once you're happy, you order that, you receive the print in, and just to show you a visual of that finished design that's been pressed, I'm going to show that to you here. This particular one was just cut, weeded. I received it ready to heat apply, applied it to this performance polyester, and then I get the benefit of something nice and soft with the CAD Cut heat transfer film, and even able to get, you know, different designs. So have a lot of different designs here, but special effects. This one's a glitter flake effect. So you can see all fully weeded, ready to heat apply. I have a detailed design here that I want to show you. This is one that I actually ordered. You can see the Dance Mom design, small text and glitter flake. We're cutting this through a proprietary process that allows us to do the fine details, and so basically you get this ready to heat apply. And so just for those that may not be familiar, let's head over to the heat press, and I want to show you the application of a CAD Cut template design just so you understand how easy this is. All you need is a heat press. Let us do the cutting and the designs for you. And with the heat press, basically you're in business customizing garments. And so we've pre-cut this design. This is CAD Cut Templates that was sent to me, ordered a single piece, this Lansy Dancer design. And we're going to go over to the Fusion heat press, which is our best-selling heat press. Load the garment onto the press. I've already swapped in my smaller heat press attachment. And so when you buy a heat press, make sure you have different attachment sizes so you can get your print area nice and flat. But it's very simple. I'm going to preheat that for the recommended preheat just for a few seconds to get out the moisture and the wrinkles out of the shirt. I position my glitter design into place, and we have tools like the laser alignment tool to help you position if you're just starting. And I heat apply. Real simple. Glitter flake presses at 300 to 320 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. So for those of you that have been pressing glitter up at 320, know now that you can press the glitter flake down at 300, especially for heat sensitive fabrics. That's helpful. So that's it. You heat apply it. We have a nice textured glitter on the shirt. Give you a nice look at that. It's that simple. So design, receive, and heat print is really all you need to do. So let's jump back into the template designer and show you a couple other cool things on the computer screen. Before I do, any questions coming in, Jimmy, that you see?
We do have a couple on GoToWebinar. Let's see. Somebody would like to know if they can import their own artwork from Corel into it.
Okay, so right now, basically the Clipart in the program is what you can use. So you can't bring in your own fonts into this. You cannot bring in your own Clipart into this because we've designed all the artwork in a way that can be efficient for our production process. That way we can offer you these low pricing and allow some of that editability.
Do you know what the average order ship time would be, like if you ordered 25 pieces, let's say?
Yeah, so great question. So ship time currently on CAD Cut Templates is running 24 to 48 hours, which is really lightning fast. So the idea that these are manufactured out of St. Clair Shores, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, and shipped from there within 24 to 48 hours from when your order is placed. So really quick turn time.
And the last question is, will this approach allow for material combinations? So maybe if somebody wanted glitter flake and also fashion film.
Okay, so let me show you that trick. So when you start talking about multicolor designs, and let me just pull up a different design to show you the concept here. Right now, the system allows you to design in single color. However, if we have a design, say, that has sort of components that aren't overlapping, I'm going to pull up one within the designer here. Let's go to 00260 because I have an applied sample of this one too once we create it to show you. Pulls up the design concept, and then you can start to build. So what I would do is you pull up the template that you want. Let's delete that clip art. Let's add in some new clip art. In this case, go to a new category, maybe design elements. Oh, I have some searching for baseball, which is why I didn't pull anything under design elements. If I wanted to do, I believe this is the hair bow I'm seeing on my physical sample. I'll show you in a moment here. Can pull that up, drop it into place, change the text. If I wanted this to be MSU, and we'll keep cheer. So basically you create the concept. So if you do a color swap, it swaps the whole thing. So let's go to fashion film, for instance, which is our most popular material for like t-shirts and sweatshirts. And I pick a color, it colorizes the whole thing. But if for some reason I wanted to do the hair bow and glitter in the MSU cheer in fashion film, it's not direct overlapping. They're really not impacting each other at all. Let me show you how to do that. It's real simple. I would size the design exactly to what I want it to be. In this case, let's just say it's 9 inches. I would then select the quantity. Let's say I need 12 pieces of this. Once I'm happy, I'm going to save it, of course. But then it's real simple. I'm going to delete the hair bow if that's what I want in glitter. This is sort of a workaround right now, so you see. Delete the hair bow. I'm going to then add this MSU cheer to the cart as one order, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll either reopen the file under My Files, or I'll just hit Control-Z or Undo on my keyboard, which brings the hair bow back into place. Now let's say I wanted that hair bow to be in glitter flake and, I don't know, pink or something like that. What I can do is make that selection, And then now I'm going to delete the MSU in the cheer, being careful not to change any sizing, and I'm going to add that component to the cart. So basically I've broken them up, so we're treating them as completely separate orders, but you've designed them with the knowledge that these fit perfectly together to make a two-color design. So that's how you would do multicolor currently within the system. And this gives you just a quick look at that sort of MSU cheer design in a single color that was created, sent, and just heat applied onto this hooded sweatshirt. So very quick, very easy to do. Back into the templates designer, I want to show you a couple other things before I take additional questions to make sure I get through all of the content that I wanted to go through. And so interchangeable data is a really cool concept that's in this template designer. So let me pull that up. I'll delete this hairbow off of the screen so we can work through it. Basically, interchangeable data is a way that you can get the benefit of a bulk order price break with a personalized element on every single piece. For instance, a name or a number. So if we pull up something like this Riverside design with number 35, let's change it to an athletic material just to show you something new. Let's show you can do, I don't know, fashion film electric, which is like a foil-like material. We'll do it in jet stream blue. Basically what happens is you size the whole design. So in this case I have the size that I want. Let's say this is going on a pocket print. I'll take it down to 5 inches wide. You can see it'll give me alerts where things are too small. And so I'm getting a bunch of alerts of different things being too small. So let me try to size that up a bit. I can go in and edit the individual components, or I can just sort of start bumping this up to see. Maybe this one isn't going to fit for a left chest very well. Yeah, so I would want to go to interchangeable data under left chest because this small text is still giving me challenges down here. So maybe I can just size up that piece. Keep in mind, we have to cut and weed this too. That's why you get some of these alerts where things are too small, because it exceeds the sort of tolerance of what we're willing to cut. And so that's why it gives you the alerts. So basically you can't place an order that's going to create a production challenge for us where we're not going to be able to hit the turn time. So once you create that design, whatever size you want it to be, then you start to add in your interchangeable data. So let's just say I was making these for a team that Jimmy and I played for. It could be Palmer instead of Bulldog Pride. Maybe he's number 22 and a quantity of 1. So you see, it's 22, it's Palmer. Click add a row. I'm another player on the team, Ellsworth, number 45. So you see, I'm adding rows, Jones, number 20, add row, etc. So you get the point. I'm going to add a couple rows so you see, and knowing that you can change all this. Basically what you're getting here is you're getting the benefit of the quantity, the total number of quantity of prints, and my price is coming down as I add rows. So just to prove a point, let me drop in like 10 quantities and a couple of these, and you'll see the quantity go up to 25 on the right-hand side of the screen and the price point going down. Now when we receive these, they're going to be personalized for every single player on the team. And so that interchangeable data is a really powerful element of CAD Cut Templates, and we have some really exciting things coming for interchangeable data in early August that can't give you now, but know that this CAD Cut Templates designer is going to continue to improve. And so that's one concept with the interchangeable data. As I mentioned before, there are leg and sleeve prints that we can select from. I'm going to replace this on the screen so we can get a look at that. If we wanted to do this design, customization of it happens in the same way. And then one thing I love about this designer is we cut our Cad Cut adhesive product in it and also our heat transfer foil. So when you start to consider Cad Cut adhesive, this is the product that basically is a clear milky finish. I'll hold a sample of that up for you here. Might be tough to see on screen, but you can kind of see that sort of milky finish where it's been cut and weeded and ready to apply for you. So this product has a sticky backing. I mean, it's okay to work with, but you wouldn't want to be doing a lot of detail or weeding a ton of these. So we can create these for you if you design and order adhesive through CAD-CUT Templates. Now, you'll just receive this. So it's very important when you work with the adhesive that you stock your foil rolls separately. So you can buy the heat transfer foil rolls. And I love this because, and this was the business case I told you I would tell you about, is that you can actually order the adhesive. And if you think of this, basically if I'm creating a design in adhesive, in this case, let's say it's this hashtag LA Dance. Tough to see, but it's hashtag LA Dancer. Okay, so if I go to an event, for instance, a dance recital, or it may be a volleyball tournament or a basketball tournament or a flea market, doesn't really matter. You go to an event, and rather than having to say, in order to offer different colors, I have to stock LA Dancer in silver, red, royal, etc., and just have a whole big inventory of transfers, when you start to sell with foil and CAD cut adhesive, I can order just adhesive prints. And now it's a really cool experience because if I'm heat printing on site, basically I centralize my inventory into one style of transfer, which reduces your cost and your risk. And at the event, I'll just say, pick your print and pick your foil color. And by carrying these really inexpensive rolls of heat transfer foil, it allows you to offer a wide array of colors and a really cool experience. And so, just to show you how that process works, let's go back over to the heat press, and I'll heat apply this CAD cut adhesive just to make sure we all understand how it works. The specific example, if we can zoom in on the press, I'll show you. This is a sort of color chart that took to an event, and you see, basically the concept was pick your design and then pick your color of foil. Sat this on the table where they can pick their color of foil that they want to customize the design with. And then of course we had a few glitter colors, but you notice the widest selection is in the foil colors because it's a lot easier for me to manage inventory in the foil colors. Lot less expensive. And so specifically, love this CAD cut adhesive product. I'm going to swap this platen out. I can load in a leg and sleeve platen, and you should have the fusion or a threadable heat press that allows that leg and sleeve long term if you're looking at buying a new press, but I know a lot of you don't, so I'd love for you to buy a heat press today, but just in case you don't have the budget to, I'm just going to show you how to do this with a heat printing pillow. This heat printing pillow is an easy buy. There's some negatives in that it's not as large of a print area as the leg and sleeve platen. It's a little more finicky to work with, but it does the job. So if you have a flat press, you're going to an event, pick up this pillow, going to slide it in to the pant leg. Obviously you'll want to make sure it fits within the leg of the design. In this case we're doing sort of stretch capris from Sophie, is where these are sourced from. There is a sports bra that we printed to match this, because keep in mind this is for, the target was the dancers on the dance rehearsal nights of the recital. Going to start with a preheat just to make sure have appropriate pressure. And when you're working with CAD cut adhesive, this was cut from CAD cut templates, just sent ready to apply. I'm going to position it down onto the leg. Here, the adhesive applies at a very light pressure for the first step, so I'll just cover this up. I'm going to give it 5 seconds at a very light pressure. It's not too difficult to achieve a light pressure, especially when you're working with a pillow. It's almost always light pressure. Going to remove the carrier, and you can kind of see that sort of wet, glossy look of just the adhesive. And then basically I let the dancer pick the foil color that they want. So it's really simple. Somebody did all the work for me. I just show up with transfers. Stahls cuts them for you. And then all I have to do is cut a strip of foil, which may cost me, as a decorator, a dime at best for a little strip of heat transfer foil. And, they pick the rainbow print. We lay that down. Make sure we cover with a cover sheet. All of these products are available from Stahls.com. When I'm pressing the foil, I'm going to give this a couple turns on the top, make sure I'm getting a firm pressure, and I'm going to press that for the full 10-second application and cold peel it. So the magic here is you just commit to order by printing on-site at the event, but of course you could easily take a bulk order for these if you're not event printing and do them out of your own location. So we'll move this over to the table to do a peel because I want to remove it from the press to let it cool down. While we're waiting a couple seconds for that to cool, are there any additional questions coming in?
Marlena on Facebook wants to know if she can send her own designs in to get them in CAD-CUT.
Yeah, so this is one product from Stahls. CAD-CUT Templates is really cool because it sort of lets you design and visualize like actively on the screen, which means I can create virtual samples before I order. You cannot bring your own artwork into CAD-CUT Templates, but Stahls will cut transfers from your artwork. And so we have a product offering that we've had for a very long time called Custom CAD Cut, and there's a whole price grid in our price guide that's available on Stahls.com, where basically you'll email our custom logo team the artwork or upload it to our website. There's a process for that. Basically, you can get a quote or you can see the price quote on the price grid. We will cut that, produce it for you, and same concept, ready to heat apply, it comes to you. So it's one of the most overlooked things that we offer because, and one of the biggest reasons why you should be using Stahls heat transfer film. If you use a competitive brand heat transfer film, I believe you're limiting yourself a little bit because what happens when you get a 300-piece order of glitter flake? It basically shuts you down as a business. But if you're already into our products and they match what you offer day to day, even if you're going to pay a couple pennies more, and usually we're less expensive, but even if it's more expensive, the idea that I can produce this as long as I have capacity, but once I get that big order, now I have a whole production team behind me from Stahls. I just order it, impress it, and all the finishes match, and it keeps me in a product line. So yes, we can offer custom CAD cut. Let's zoom in here so I can peel this. So we just release it. You can see the print only sticks to where the adhesive was. This is, just a great finished result. The foil just works beautifully with the adhesive, especially on polyester based products. This is 100% polyester. So people always say, why am I getting pinholes in my foil? Why isn't it getting good coverage? That's typically the cause is your blank. Maybe isn't the tightest weave blank, like it's an inexpensive cotton t-shirt, and then you get sort of pinholing. But if you have a premium blank like a tri-blend or a nice polyester sort of activewear garment, you're going to get beautiful coverage every time. The wash durability on the glitter, let's start with the foil since I just did that. The wash durability on the foil is superior than screen printed foil, so we guarantee it for 25 washings. We do recommend, if possible, that you put a care instruction that says to hang dry. That will just maintain the vibrancy of the foil so it doesn't dull down if it's put through a hot dryer. The glitter flake material that I showed you earlier, I'll show another example here of glitter flake that was created in this home design through CAD Cut Templates. This is a true textured glitter. Won't flake off. This will outlast the garment. We lab certify it for 50 wash and dry cycles. And this home design is from CAD Cut Templates, so you can access state clip art in there. This is a layout that's easy to do, and all of the states in the US are in CAD Cut Templates. This shows you how another thing from CAD Cut Templates where we've utilized just 2 different colors of foil. You can see the leopard foil on the LVE, and you can see the coffee cup in rose gold. This shows you an example in Premium Plus for some activewear. The beauty is you can order Premium Plus weeded for you. Press is as low as 280 degrees, so you help to reduce those scorch marks, and you get something that's super soft, stretchable. This particular one's thermofilm, which is our #1 selling material for athletic jerseys. So another design created from CAD Cut Templates. And then of course at Stahls we offer the pre-cut numbers so that you can match the finish on the front and the back of the jersey and apply the numbers to get into the team business. And then here's another glitter flake design, this time in the silver, just showing you another concept created from CAD Cut Templates. I also have some design concepts behind me out of fashion film and glitter flake. This one has variable data, has the date of the wedding and the couple at the bottom. So all you need is a heat press. There's a ridiculous amount that you can do with just a heat press, and use Stahls as your back-end production, whether it's through CAD-CUT Templates, our CAD prints, which is our digital logo offering, or our custom CAD cut. There's just so many ways you can get designs done for you, and all you need is a heat press. Some more questions coming in.
Marlena actually commented and said she has an embroidery business, and she's trying to expand a little bit by offering heat press products. I just kind of wanted you to elaborate on how easy it is to get started with just a heat press and the templates.
Yeah, so embroiderers are really outside of startup or side business where somebody wants to just sort of start earning some income out of their home, which is very popular with us and easy to do. All you need is a tax ID. Embroiderers are probably the largest group that order products from us, from both us and screen transfers from Transfer Express. And I have probably 100 examples of successful embroiderers at least. But one of my favorite ones is just an embroiderer that basically just added a heat press and started ordering screen printed transfers or vinyl cut transfers. And they were able to pay off that heat press in 2 orders. So they did a 170 shirt order with screen printed transfers, and then they did a 60 shirt order with CAD cut transfers. And that paid off a $2,100 heat press with the profit. The reason I like it as a pair with embroidery is because when you think about embroidery, you're sort of limited on how much you can produce based on how many heads you have, because there's a certain amount of sewing time period to do a garment. And so while that's sewing, you sort of need to be in striking distance in case there's a thread break or something like that. But while that machine's sewing, it's very easy to have a heat press and a small footprint within the same space, within the same room. So you can easily be screen printing with your heat press over here with screen printed transfers from Transfer Express. And sort of, what are you doing while your machine is sewing? That's a viable opportunity. Also, when you think about it, if somebody comes in and you quote on embroidery and you only offer embroidery, it's sort of challenging, because what happens if they want an economy price option? Do we really want to devalue our embroidery and reduce the price? I'd say no. Maintain your embroidery price and put a good, better, best scenario. Offer heat transfer at a little lower price point, but they're still getting their logo or their design on a shirt. So I think those two technologies especially go hand in hand because they're very good together and sort of hits all aspects of decoration. So if there's any embroiderers watching today that have a success story, we'd love to hear from you. Just type in a comment on how you've been successful with your heat press here on Facebook Live. What else do we have? 50 washes on thermofilm. I saw that question from Dan. Absolutely. Thermofilm's the most rugged out there. Athletic dealers across the country have used and selected that product for years.
I think we only have one question left. It's on the go-to webinar. For the foil, would you recommend putting it in the dryer on a low setting, and would this dull the foil at all?
Would I recommend putting it in the dryer on a low setting? Basically, to answer that question, any heat that hits the foil is going to dull the result. So even, for instance, if I wanted this bright, brilliant foil design that I just pressed to look a little more matte and embedded into the garment, I would just go over to the heat press and press it again, and you would see a noticeable difference. The same thing happens when you add heat to it in the form of tumble drying. It's going to just give a lower luster. So I think low heat's even still a risk. It's not that it's going to wash off, just know it's going to dull it down slightly.
We also have one question about shipping for the templates. I believe Howard said the price on the shipping was saying for one piece. If we want to take a look at the shipping on the computer, we can dive into the templates.
Yeah, I think basically what happens, and I don't think I have anything in my cart right now, so let's just take this 25-piece order in adhesive. I'm not going to do a whole lot of customizing and add it to my cart. I should be able to go to my cart and be able to see, in this case, this 25-piece order is going to be approximately $9.60 to get it from Michigan to Pennsylvania. So there is cost in shipping, but my suggestion would be, if you're going to order one piece, try to group your sales samples for that week together so you can really get the benefit of the shipping spend and getting it to you. Also note there's a trade discount here. So as you increase your loyalty with us, whether that's buying heat transfer film or templates, as your purchasing goes up, discounting goes up as well. So you can see there's some benefit to grouping your orders through Stahls. Okay, yeah, and we have a great comment from Marlena, and this is another one I missed. People still want large images that are just not conducive to embroidery. Speaking back on that point, I have a new heat press and I have no idea what you're doing. Watch a lot of Stahls TV. We're going to help you with that, but a lot of embroiderers do need to think outside of the hoop for large designs, and so you know, you have a certain field on your embroidery machine based on your hoop size. Those oversized prints, even things like table throws, tent tops, there are opportunities because you can break up the application on your heat press into several steps. Actually, we just penned an article for Printwear Magazine, 5 reasons to think outside the hoop with embroidery, so these ideas are rather fresh. Okay. I think we're pretty good on questions. Scroll down through the Facebook feed just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Clipart can't be imported. I answered that. We welcome all of you that joined. And there was a question about exporting to SVG. Currently, there is not the ability to export from this, only to order transfers through us. However, if we stay on the screen here, you can go to cadworkslive.com, which is a free online designer that we give you, which gives you the ability to actually create artwork to send to your cutter. So a little bit different than the CAD-CUT Templates where we make it for you, but still powered and built by the same folks. CADWorks is a group here at Stahls that develops software solutions for decorating processes of all kinds. So that would be our solution for cutting it yourself or exporting PDF, SVG, different file formats. If you joined late, know that this was recorded, both, and will be on stahlstv.com. Probably sometime within the next couple days. It will also be on Facebook, the whole recording as soon as the broadcast concludes. And we'll continue to stay engaged here on Facebook and watch to see if there's any additional questions. But for those of you that are that may have joined for the first time, know that if you visit stahlstv.com, we do multiple live broadcasts every month. We stream them here on Facebook Live, and we have literally over 600 tutorial videos, shorter in length, on stahlstv.com that are from YouTube that are easy to search, easy to find, and our business is trying to make you successful in apparel decorating, so we always welcome your feedback. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again real soon.